Here, here we are, guys, in part 33 of this story. In the land of waves, our favorite blonde encounters the Kyuubi. Watch the subsequent events unfold as Naruto uses the power that was sealed inside of him on the day of his birth. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Now, let's begin. It was almost 10 o'clock the following morning when Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke arrived at the nostalgic site of Training Ground 7. Almost 3 years it had been since Team 7 had stepped foot upon the place where it all began for them. And by no means was this the same Team 7 who had barely managed to pass the Junon test at this spot. Uchiha Sasuke, having spent years under the brutal training regimen of the Yonbu, stood there dressed in a pair of black shinobi pants and a black vest that was zipped up to just below his neck. Sasuke also wore a pair of bracers on his arm, inscribed with a rather intricate storage seal made for him years ago by a budding seal master and close friend. Like before, Sasuke wore his Konoha headband was tied around his forehead and his Chokuto sword was fastened by a belt to his back. The vest showed off his bare arms, and a tattoo that was the mark of Konoha Zanbu, which had developed a significant amount of muscle, causing multiple dams to burst and drool to flow from the mouths of Konoha's infamous Sasuke Uchiha fan club. He still maintained those dark looks that drove his fangirls wild, keeping his girlfriend's hands full fending off a countless number of girls who just wanted nothing more than to claim Sasuke as their own. Sasuke's physical appearance wasn't the only thing that had changed, he had also matured mentally. For the most part, Sasuke was a collected and calm shinobi who had learned not to lose his head regardless of the situation. Even his Avenger complex had all but vanished. While yes, Sasuke still wanted to kill Itachi, it was no longer solely about avenging his clan. Sasuke had managed to develop multiple bonds which he was now unwilling to sever, one of those bonds under threat from Itachi himself. Killing Itachi was no longer about avenging his clan, but rather now about protecting those who he saw as his new family. Haruno Sakura, apprentice of the Slug Princess and Godime Hokage, had spent her years studying various forms of medicine and becoming the best medic possible. While they were only just beginning, whispers were going around about Sakura's progress and even some wondering whether or not she'd be the one to surpass Tsunade. Regardless of her apprenticeship under Tsunade, Sakura didn't stop at medical ninjutsu, taking some lessons in poisons from Kato Shizune and Mitarashi Anko, and also some genjutsu training from Yuhi Kurenai. This was accompanied by her own personal studies. When all was said and done, one could predict what she knew, but even then she was likely to have a surprise or two up her sleeves. Now, Sakura wore a red vest with a Haruno circle on her back, a pink apron skirt with black spandex shorts underneath, black gloves, black boots, and pink elbow protectors that matched the color of her hair. However, if anyone had shown a noticeable change, it was Uzumaki Naruto. The blonde Jinchuriki, personal student of the Toad Sage and self-proclaimed super pervert Jiraiya, over the course of 3 years had shown more improvement than anyone ever thought possible. As expected of a student of Jiraiya, Naruto was now seen as a seal master, whose skills in the art were believed only to be matched by Jiraiya himself, and even that was pushing it. If someone would ask Jiraiya, the Toad Sage would probably say that Naruto had surpassed him in the area. The blonde Jinchuriki stood next to his two teammates, wearing a jacket with his signature color and a long, flowing, red coat with black flame dancing along the bottom. Yes, Team 7 was back together again. At 10 o'clock, exactly 2 hours after they were supposed to meet their chronically late sensei, Kakashi finally appeared, atop one of the training posts and holding two familiar silver bells in his hands. "I think you three know the deal," said Kakashi. However, Kakashi reached into his pouch and pulled out 4 more bells, throwing one each to Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. "I've thought about it, and I feel you three need a bit more of a challenge, so I altered the test slightly." As Kakashi finished his words, he threw the bells to the empty spaces beside him, only for them to be caught by 2 blurs. Looking beside Kakashi, Team 7 saw none other than the eternal rivals of Konoha, Mitogai, Momochi Zabuza, and Hatake Kakashi. "Now that's more like it," smirked Sasuke. "Alright, bring it on you guys, D-Bio." Sakura actually remained quiet, but voiced her anticipation with the sound of cracking knuckles. Off in the trees. Word of this test had gotten around to most of their friends, and all the teams from the Konoha 12 were present, along with Haku, Yakumo, Fu, and surprisingly Sai as well. Joining them were the Jonin couple of Alma and Kurenai, along with Iruka and his team, Jiraiya, Tsunade, and even Hiashi had taken some time to see Naruto's progress. I can sense this is going to be quite a test, commented Neji. Yeah, I mean they're going up against the village's 3 strongest jonin. I don't see how they're going to win, replied Tenten. If there's one thing I've learned about Naruto over the years, it's that he will always find a way to surprise you, said Neji. Yosh, shouted Lee. Today we'll finally see just how bright their youthful flames can blaze. Right, Yakumo-chan? Yakumo just smiled and nodded to her boyfriend, having used this as an excuse to get away with that stuck-up clan of hers and spend some quality time with Lee. Let's see just how strong Naruto's gotten on his own, Akamaru, said Kiba to his canine partner. We've gotta watch so we know just how much harder we have to work. We can't let Naruto leave us in the dust. This certainly will be an interesting test for them, commented Shino. Why? Because other than Hokage-sama and Jiraiya-sama, Kakashi-sensei, Zabuza-san, and Guy-sensei will pose the greatest challenge. Let's go Naruto-kun. Show everyone just how strong you've gotten over the years, smiled Hinata as she watched from the trees. Yeah. Let's go Sakura. Cheered Ino as the tension within the trees began to rise. Troublesome woman, sighed Shikamaru, whose ear had taken the full blast of Ino's cheers. I wish I was out there at Zabuza-sama's side, said Haku from a branch above where Ino was. Ino looked up at the ice user and Haku responded with a warm smile and a wave, sending a strong blush across the flustered Yamanaka's face as she tried desperately to hide her new crush from her teammates. Thankfully, Shikamaru's eyes were closed and Kuuji was buried in a bag of chips. From off to the side, Sai watched the fight, all attention focused on his assignment. Flashback. What have you uncovered about the Jinchuriki? Danzo asked his pale subordinate. I have learned that Naruto-san already possesses great strength, commented Sai. However, I do not feel as if I was able to gather adequate information. Despite his strenuous training to break his emotions, for some reason Sai couldn't help but feel embarrassed about becoming victim to Hinata's first attempt at the secret move of Hyuga women that was feared by everyone with a penis, the castration bomb. Thankfully for Sai, it was Hinata's first attempt at that deadly strike and as such his injury wasn't as severe as it could have been. Yes, it appears as if your report is lacking in some detail. I expected more from you, Sai, spoke Danzo. Sai remained silent, as he was trained to do. However, I will allow you to redeem yourself. Tsunade is experimenting with an idea of hers to increase the effectiveness of ninja squads. As a result, an extra member will be assigned to each of 4 different teams. I have guaranteed that the Jinchuriki's team is among them. You will be placed on the Jinchuriki's team and be my eyes and ears regarding everything. I am also asking you to observe the Uchiha as I am interested in him as well. However, Uzumaki is to remain your priority. I understand, Danzo-sama. I won't fail, said Sai. End flashback. Sai continued to observe the 6 ninja in the clearing below, before a loud shout rang through the trees. Go Naruto Niiken, shouted Konohamaru, Moegi, and Udon all simultaneously. Yosh. It appears as if the youthfulness of our presence has inspired all our friends, declared Guy. Anyways, let's get this started, said Kakashi. We each have a bell and as you can tell, we all have a team. Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto, you 3 are against the 3 of us. You have until sunrise tomorrow to collect the 3 bells from us. Likewise, we'll be trying to take your bells as well. So what happens if you lose your bell? Asked Sakura. Well, nothing assuming you can still fight, said Kakashi. The team with the most bells by sunrise wins. You can use anything in this test and come at you with the intent to kill, right? Grinned Naruto. PFT, like a gaki like you could even hurt a fly, mocked Zabuza as he gripped the sword on his back. How about we find out if you can actually do more with that sword of yours than bring a ceiling down on top of yourself. Yosh. And I shall see just how Kakashi has raised his student, exclaimed Guy, sending a challenging look towards Sasuke. HN, smirked Sasuke. Immediately, Guy took the challenge as a sign to begin. Dynamic entry, shouted Guy as he flew through the air with his foot extended. Sasuke easily dodged and Zabuza followed in Guy's steps, engaging Naruto with his sword. At this, Kakashi sighed. Well, I'm honestly not surprised. Zabuza kept talking about finding out how good Naruto had gotten with a sword and Guy couldn't stop rambling about testing my student's burning youth. I suppose a warm-up is fine, said Kakashi before looking over towards Sakura, who had a similar reaction at her teammate's brashness. Looks like it's you and me, Sakura. Those 2 will never learn, will they? Asked Sakura. As Naruto, Zabuza, Sasuke, and Guy had moved off towards the edge of the large clearing for their own bouts. Sakura and Kakashi simply stared at each other. Naruto ducked underneath Zabuza's slash, causing the large blade to sail over his head. Zabuza buried his sword into the ground and used it as leverage to kick Naruto in the gut. However, Naruto brought his blade up and blocked the foot with the broadside of his katana. Putting some muscle into a push, Naruto was able to throw Zabuza back just enough for him to take the offensive. Naruto made his first slash and went for a quick second as Zabuza deflected the first attack. Unable to bring his large blade around in time, Zabuza had to jump back a bit more, forcing him slightly off balance once again. As Naruto advanced, Zabuza knew he had to do something to regain his footing. As Naruto made his next attack, Zabuza swung his blade at Naruto's blade, the two of them meeting in the middle with a clang and Zabuza using the push to spring him back, away from Naruto. Damn! The Gaki's fast. I can't keep up with him while he can maneuver that sword with little effort and strike again while I'm still recovering, thought Zabuza. Oh, Naruto almost had him there, thought Jiraiya, observing from the sidelines. It's that Uzumaki close combat style. Both the taijutsu and kenjutsu styles are fast like that, and if it catches you off balance, then you're done. Zabuza's got skill if he was able to disengage before things got ugly. I'm going to have to get the Gaki before he even knows what's going on, thought Zabuza before making a single hand sign. Hidden mist jutsu. Naruto held his ground as the mist began to surround him, keeping his calm as he lost his sense of sight due to the thick mist. Guy and Sasuke were in each other's faces, exchanging a barrage of punches and kicks, both of them familiar with the Goken fighting style. Yosh! Kakashi certainly has trained you well, exclaimed Guy. Your flames burn brightly today. However, I will not allow myself to be bested by Kakashi or his student. Should I lose, I will climb to the top of the Hokage monument with boulders strapped to my ankles and both hands tied behind my back. Is that even possible? Gasped Neji and Tenten at their sensei's ridiculous declaration. HN, if you want to see flames, smirked Sasuke as flames erupted around Sasuke's fists and feet as he activated his own original taijutsu style, the Hoken. Hey, smiled Guy, his teeth glistening in the morning sun. So you wish to best my flames? Well. Guy suddenly erupted into a blazing inferno of youthful flames. I will show everyone just how bright my flames can shine. Gate of opening, gate of healing, gate of life, open. The increase in chakra flow through the spandex-wearing Jonin was so intense that his skin began to turn a dark red and the veins protruded out of his forehead, directly above his now wide eyes. Guy took off towards Sasuke at blinding speeds. However, thanks to Sasuke's Sharingan, the Uchiha caught Guy's movements and vaulted off of Guy's extended fist, which had just missed its target by inches, as he twisted himself so that his extended leg would come down upon Guy's back. Guy easily dodged this attack, and despite having come into contact with Sasuke's fiery hand with his own, the Jonin's hand remained unsinged. Guy then surprised Sasuke, with a sweeping kick, nearly clipping the Uchiha's stomach and causing Sasuke to think. My Sharingan's active and I can read his enhanced speed, but I can't predict them as well. Wait, didn't Kakashi mention something about Guy being able to combat the Sharingan's hypnotic effect, thought Sasuke. Sakura jumped back, dodging Kakashi's shuriken and responding with a few senbon of her own. His Sharingan exposed, Kakashi easily read the senbon's movement and deflected them with his kunai. However, as Sakura was about to make her next move, a thick mist began to roll in, masking her opponent. As the mist surrounded Naruto, the blonde kept calm and readjusted the grip on his sword. Moments later, he sensed an attack coming from behind and moved his sword to block the very blade that was aimed at his neck. Metal clanged against metal as Naruto successfully blocked Zabuza's attack, surprising the demon of the hidden mist. He shouldn't have been able to sense that. I've been practicing my silent killing with various sensory types and even they couldn't sense it, shouted Zabuza mentally. Hey, he's probably wondering how the kid blocked that. Seeing that even the intent to attack can be considered a negative emotion, said Kurama. No brows can't attack unexpectedly in the mist, finished Naruto. Sasuke will also be fine, however, I'm not so sure Pinky will do so well in the mist against her opponent. If I remember, your sensei's Sharingan can see through the mist, if it's not too thick, and I suspect Zabuza won't want to hinder his team too much, said Kurama. Yeah, can't let this stuff hang around for long, replied Naruto. Futon, swirling gust. A rather strong wind swirled around Naruto before expanding outwards, creating a strong enough vortex of wind to cover the training ground and clear the mist. Over with Sasuke and Guy, who were fighting on the edge of the mist where visibility was still present. Sasuke saw the gust coming from what he suspected was Naruto and created a little bit of distance, with himself directly between Guy and the gust. Making a quick hand seal, Sasuke took a breath and exhaled. Kaden, Great Fireball Jutsu. Sasuke timed the fireball just right as the wind from Naruto's jutsu mixed with his fireball, surprising even Guy and costing the taijutsu user a minor burn or two as he just barely jumped out of the way of the rapidly expanding fireball. Sakura was thanking that gust of wind for blowing away the mist. While she had some degree of basic sensory abilities, Kakashi had managed to mask his chakra signature within the mist to the point where he was undetectable. And unlike Kakashi or Sasuke, or even Naruto, she didn't have some dojutsu or advanced sensory ability to see through the mist, so the gust of wind really did help. Perhaps she'd thank Naruto by buying the ramen after the next mission. Okay, maybe she wouldn't go that far. As the mist cleared, she looked around and still couldn't locate Kakashi. He's not in front of me, nor behind me. He's not to the right or left, and he's not above. That means... Sakura wound her fist before slamming it into the ground. Below. Everyone witnessing the scene unfold were utterly stupefied at the destruction to the landscape caused by the petite pinkette. The only person who wasn't gawking at the massive crater of debris was Tsunade, who was smiling satisfyingly. From within the cracks and crevices between chunks of uprooted earth, Kakashi stared wide-eyed at Sakura. Wow, what insane power! Thought a sweating Kakashi. Remind me never to get on her bad side, whimpered Sasuke as he now stood next to Naruto. Trust me, if you somehow get on her bad side, then most likely she's already killed me, shouted Naruto. So that's the strength Temari kept complaining about after her fight against Sakura, observed Shikamaru as he remembered back to the second Chunin exams. And judging by the size of the crater, Sakura's strength has increased by at least 10 times since then. Troublesome. Kakashi-sensei, smiled Sakura sweetly. I found you. Back then, she already knew the basics behind using chakra to augment her strength, building up chakra in her fist and then releasing it in an instant. But this is on a completely different level. What else have you been teaching her, Godime? Thought Kakashi as he regrouped with his team. Kakashi then let out a slight chuckle. You know, I was expecting this from Naruto, but I honestly didn't expect this level of impatience from either of you, Sasuke, Sakura. Everyone looked at Kakashi confused. I didn't even say start. So shall we get this going for real then? Asked Kakashi. Everyone gave Kakashi an anticipated nod. Alright. Ready, start. As Kakashi said start, he, Guy, and Zabuza disappeared in a puff of smoke as they left Team 7 to themselves. About an hour or so later, Team 7 was in the forests of the training ground after an initial search for their opponents proved fruitless. We need some way to locate them. I'm not about to wander around a forest, looking for Kakashi when he's already had time to set numerous traps, said Sasuke. Unfortunately, apart from basic chakra sensing and my Sharingan, I'm not a sensory type. Yeah, I can't detect even a single chakra signature from them, said Sakura. Well, they are 3 of the village's most powerful Jonin. Surely they know how to mask their chakra signatures, replied Sasuke. Yeah. We don't really have a sensory type on our team. Hinata, Neji, Kiba, or Shino would be able to pick them out in an instant. Hell, it sounds like that cousin of your, Karen, has a powerful sensory ability, said Sakura to Naruto. Although now that I think of it, how were you able to pinpoint Isaribi in the laboratory? That's it, exclaimed Naruto as he suddenly realized how to find the 3 Jonin. What? You've got a way to find them? Asked Sasuke. Yeah. You see, I can sense negative emotions thanks to Kurama, but as long as Kakashi-sensei and his team doesn't attack or give off any sort of negative emotions, I can't sense them. However, I do have Sage Mode. I should be able to find them using that, explained Naruto. Sage Mode? Asked Sasuke. Yeah, it's this cool training I did with Uro-Sennin. I can utilize natural energy and that should help me find Kakashi-sensei in no time, said Naruto, earning a nod from his team. Right. I just need a minute or so to gather the natural energy. Both Sakura and Sasuke watched as Naruto sat down against a tree and began to gather natural energy, although to any observer except Jiraiya, it just looked as if he was sitting there. Come on Dobi. I thought you said you could do something, prodded Sasuke as he couldn't quite grasp while Naruto was doing nothing, literally. "Hold on, look," said Sakura as she noticed the change of color around Naruto's eyes. "Okay, I've entered Sage mode. Now to find Kakashi-sensei," said Naruto. "There." Naruto pointed to the vegetation just a few meters from where they had taken up their station. Chidori current. The Chidori was sent out from Sasuke, traveling across the ground to the point that Naruto had pointed out, and 3 blurs shot out from the bush, barely avoiding electrocution by Sasuke's attack. "That Gaki was actually able to find us," said Zabuza as he landed atop a tree branch. "He's gotta have some sort of sensory ability. I know Naruto can sense negative emotions, but I figured if we remain quiet, he wouldn't be able to pick us out," thought Kakashi. "But still, Zabuza, Guy, and myself can mask ourselves from even highly skilled Anbu, and yet Naruto was able to pick us out. And what's up with those odd eyes of his? It can't be what I think it is, can it, Master Jiraiya?" Guy, like his comrades, landed atop another tree branch. However, this tree branch began to warp and contort itself, binding the Taijutsu master in its branches. Sakura soon emerged from the trunk and made a go at Guy's bell. However, the reopening of Guy's second gate was enough for him to regain control of his chakra system and dispel Sakura's demonic illusion, tree-binding death. Guy immediately moved in for an attack, but was intercepted by Sasuke, Chokudo drawn and a strong electrical current chirping through the blade. After dodging a few slashes from Sasuke, Guy retreated back to the tree with Kakashi. "Their close combat skills are certainly remarkable," commented Guy. "They are. It appears as if we're going to have to resort to ninjutsu to wear them down and then move in for the kill," commented Kakashi. "Ninjutsu," said Zabuza as he eyed the stream flowing nearby, but then his eye was drawn to Naruto's blade. "Shit. Don't use Raiten, Lightning Beast Fang." It was just as Zabuza had predicted, and he was the first one to prepare a defense. The Reiju, which took form from Kakashi's technique, made contact with the blade on Naruto's sword, and just like every other jutsu, were absorbed by Naruto's sword, Arashi. Sending the jutsu straight back at its caster, Naruto hit Kakashi with the electrified Reiju, but Kakashi had a moment to prepare before getting hit and immediately switched out with a substitution. At blinding speeds, Guy appeared next to Naruto and struck with a strong punch at the blonde. Naruto barely had time to react and as such was forced to take the punch from Guy while 2 of the gates were opened. The punch was incredibly powerful, and had Naruto not have been in Sage mode, he most certainly would have broken something. Seeing the momentary separation of Naruto from the rest of the group, Zabuza picked out his target, Sakura. Now, one of the biggest emphasis Tsunade put on Sakura's training was dodging, and that's exactly what Sakura did as she jumped out of the way of Zabuza's attack. Retaliating, Sakura fired a few senbon at Zabuza, which were easily blocked with the side of the blade. As the senbon hit the blade, they released a very small cloud of colorless gas which went unnoticed to the naked eye. Zabuza deflected yet another barrage of senbon and went after Sakura again, forcing her back even more and closer towards the river. At the bank of the river, Zabuza's next attack managed to hit Sakura across the chest and blood seeped out of the wound as she gritted in pain. Zabuza grinned as Sakura had walked right into his trap. Out on the river, a Zabuza water clone rose up directly behind her before grappling her from behind. Suiten, Water Prison Jutsu. Sakura soon found herself trapped in the very jutsu Kakashi nearly fell to during their first encounter with the Demon of the Hidden Mist. "Hey, got you. I didn't think it'd be this easy." Zabuza suddenly realized, capturing her was too easy. Chidori current. Electricity shot across the water, engulfing Zabuza in a body-numbing shock. Still, the electricity struck the Zabuza clone and even the entrapped Sakura, however Sakura just faded out of existence. Zabuza crumpled to the surface of the water, his muscles still locked from the electricity as both Sakura and Sasuke appeared just on the edge of the forest. "Nice genjutsu there," complimented Sasuke. Sakura merely smiled. There was a small fragrance released from those senbon when they were deflected. Zabuza did exactly what I wanted, releasing the gas when he deflected them. An impressive subtle genjutsu, thought Kurama from the side. It appears as if those extra genjutsu lessons I gave her in the side really are paying off. Sakura began to make her way towards the fallen Zabuza, but was stopped by Sasuke. The Uchiha made a quick hand sign, dispelling the genjutsu that covered the trap along the bank of the river. Explosive notes littered the rocks on the edge of the river, concealed by a genjutsu. As Sasuke and Sakura came to a halt, Kakashi appeared next to Zabuza. Damn Kakashi, swore Zabuza. What did you teach that brat of yours? Kakashi sighed, slightly disappointed, but disappointed in himself. I'm sorry to say, I didn't teach Sasuke the Chidori current. So the student surpassed the master, eh? Laughed Zabuza. He may have advanced a bit, even creating an original version of my own jutsu, but don't think that means he's surpassed me, Kakashi said in a taunting manner, looking towards Sasuke. I need to regroup with Guy. Zabuza may be a powerful ally, but we don't know how to work together the same way Guy and I do. With that, Kakashi shined away with Zabuza. Let's go find what that Dobi is up to, said Sasuke as he and Sakura took off back towards where they last left Naruto and Guy. Naruto and Guy were currently engaged in an exhilarating taijutsu match. For Guy, a taijutsu expert that was familiar with almost every taijutsu style known to the elemental nations, he was having trouble pinpointing exactly what style Naruto was using. Naruto struck at Guy with a straight punch and Guy moved to parry it. Brushing Naruto's punch aside, Guy was unexpectedly hit with a blast of energy that emanated from Naruto's punch. This taijutsu style, I know I've heard of it before, but where? Guy looked at Naruto, the odd eyes catching most of his attention. But then Guy looked over towards where he knew Jiraiya and Tsunade were watching from. I know what style you're fighting with now, claimed Guy. The frog kumite, am I correct? A smile on Naruto's face gave Guy his answer. I see. Then if the rumors of this particular taijutsu style are true, then I can no longer afford to hold back. Gate of life, gate of pain, gate of limit, gate of view, open. A massive burst of energy erupted from Guy as the number of gates he had opened went from 2 to 6. Just great, another idiot who abuses their body by opening more than 1 or 2 of the 8 gates, groaned Tsunade. In a blind fury, Guy was upon Naruto and the two exchanged a rapid barrage of punches, with Naruto forced onto the defensive. As Naruto caught a brief moment to disengage from Guy, he drew his sword, knowing that he no longer had the advantage at close range and the only thing that he had that could give him a chance against Guy's taijutsu was his skills in kenjutsu. He also knew he'd have to find some relief from Guy soon as he could feel his sage mode beginning to wear off after the constant use of the frog kumite. Damn, I'm going to have to use it if I'm going to get some rest from bushy brows sensei, thought Naruto before he grasped his sword. Thankfully, I had Urasenin cast a few jutsus on my sword to give it some charge. Holding his sword in front of him, Naruto placed his open hand placed perpendicular to the hilt. Kakashi had just landed on a tree branch nearby and within sight of Guy and Naruto when the still stunned Zabuza realized what Naruto was doing. Don't go near him, Kakashi. Guy. Get out of there, Kakashi yelled. However, by the time Guy heard Kakashi's warning it was too late. Arashi, Naruto shouted as the stored chakra within the blade erupted from the emblem that made up the hilt of Naruto's katana. The emergence of the chakra was too fast and Guy was hit with the full force of the blast as he was thrown back through numerous trees. As Kakashi jumped down to check on his other teammate, he saw Guy slowly picking himself out of the rubble of splintered wood. Such a brilliant eruption of youth, exclaimed Guy, despite the soreness after being shot back through many trees. Thankfully for Guy, the extra chakra boost he got from the gates were enough to protect him from suffering the same result as Jiraiya. Let's retreat for now, Guy. It's still late in the afternoon and we've got time to regroup and recalculate our attack, advised Kakashi, before shining away with Zabuza and Guy. Looks like round 1 is ours, said Naruto as Sakura and Sasuke appeared behind him. Yeah, but we still don't have any of their bells, commented Sasuke. They'll come back though, don't worry, said Naruto. Night had fallen and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were hiding out in the trees. Despite it being dark out, the full moon shone bright enough in the night sky to allow for great visibility. Naruto had made a number of shadow clones and had them transform into various woodland animals to keep a lookout for an attempted attack. Both Zabuza and Guy Sensei are weakened. Even if they do have a few hours to rest, they still won't be up to 100%, said Sakura. Yeah, but Kakashi Sensei's still at full fighting strength, commented Naruto. He wasn't intending to fight us at all there. He wanted to see what we're capable and then make his move, said Sasuke. Trust me, I've been training with him for years. He knew Guy and Zabuza would move in first and he wanted them to fight us. He also planned for the retreat so that his teammates would have enough time to recover. So we need to come up with a strategy to beat Kakashi Sensei, said Naruto. We beat him before. Remember? It was the last time he gave us one of these tests, said Sakura. Yeah, But I doubt he was fighting us with everything he had, said Naruto. Not to mention, we weren't the only ones training over the past few years. Kakashi's stronger than before, said Sasuke. He must have some sort of weakness though that we can use, said Naruto. We need to draw his attention, give him something he can't take his eyes off of while the rest of us try to trap him, said Sasuke. I can do that, said Naruto, not really surprising anyone. Besides, I've got something I really want to show Kakashi-sensei. Fine. While you're doing that, Sakura and I will go after Guy and Zabuza, said Sasuke. Once it's just Kakashi, the three of us can take him. Sasuke made 3 shadow clones of his own and sent them away with some ninja wire, kunai, and explosives to go and set a few traps. Minutes later, Naruto got some feedback from one of his clones. They're coming. Suddenly, Kakashi, Guy, and Zabuza jumped down upon Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, taking them by surprise. Kakashi placed a kunai to Naruto's neck. I'm sorry, but it's over. Naruto merely grinned, sending all the warning alarms in Kakashi's head off. Move. Too late, exploding clone jutsu. A massive explosion ripped through the clearing, throwing the 3 eternal rivals away from one another. As a lightly singed Kakashi came to a stop, he was bombarded by a barrage of clones, putting the copy ninja on the run. After Naruto's last clone stunt, he wasn't willing to risk determining if these were just normal shadow clones or if they were exploding clones. They've succeeded in separating us, thought Kakashi. And from the looks of things, it's my turn to face Naruto. Raiten, electromagnetic murder, said Kakashi as he turned around and unleashed a widespread electrical current through the ground, underneath the army of clones' feet, shocking them and causing them all to disperse. Kakashi let out a slight sigh of relief, realizing that none of them were exploding clones. It seems as if you've grown, Naruto, said Kakashi as he turned to what he believed to be the real Naruto. And that cloak makes you look more like him. Getting sentimental on me, Kakashi-sensei? Asked Naruto. Don't count on it. You may look like him, but I'm still the stronger of the two, said Kakashi. Hey, we'll see about that, exclaimed Naruto as he made a familiar ball of swirling blue chakra in his hand. There's something I haven't seen in a while, but you know what? Asked Kakashi as he formed an identical blue ball in his hand. You and Jiraiya-sama aren't the only ones who know the Rasengan. Sensei taught his jutsu to me before, well, you know. I see, but did he teach you this? Grinned Naruto as he placed his second hand on top of the Rasengan and began changing the nature of the chakra composing the sphere. Kakashi's eyes widened as he realized what Naruto was doing. At that, Kakashi gasped as he eyed the now white orb with 4 small blades erupting from the equator of the orb. Amongst the observers, a few eyes widened as they saw what Naruto was now holding. Jiraiya, is that? Asked a shocked Tsunade. It is, hi. He completed it during our time in Ogasarawa, said Jiraiya. I figured he'd show it now. He seemed pretty excited to show it to Kakashi. Kakashi overheard the conversation between his sensei and the Hokage, even though his own eyes were focused on the orb in Naruto's hand. You've actually completed Minato's jutsu, Naruto. Perhaps you will surpass him after all. Kakashi was broken out of his stupor when he saw Naruto charging at him with the completed Rasengan. He quickly thought how to defend against the jutsu, figuring the normal Rasengan wouldn't be able to defend against its improved version. Still, Kakashi moved his Rasengan to block the main force of Naruto's attack while using the momentum of the clash to propel him back, away from the epicenter of the blast which the 2 Rasengans created. Just as Kakashi had expected, Naruto's Rasengan easily won, and even before he could move away, the copy ninja felt a few blades slash across his arm. As Kakashi landed, he felt an immediate pain shoot through his right hand and he looked down to see a number of deep cuts across his arm. I thought I moved in time, but even then, that new Rasengan's truly something, said Kakashi as he looked towards Naruto, a faint outline of a ghost of the past appearing around Naruto. You really are Sensei's son, Naruto. You even managed to do something he couldn't. Kakashi jumped back into the trees, creating enough distance between him and Naruto in order to eat a soldier pill and a blood-clotting pill. Kakashi felt the effects immediately as a burst of chakra filled him and the blood flow from his injured arm slowed. As Kakashi's attention returned to the clearing where Naruto was, he spotted a single bell laying at the base of the tree. Kakashi could also make out the faint outline of a rope in the bright moonlight. Hey, I remember doing something like that, thought Kakashi, remembering back to the original Jinan test. I figure I'll humor him. Kakashi jumped down into the clearing and calmly approached the bell before coming to a halt. "I know you're there, Naruto. I can smell you after all," called out Kakashi. Naruto jumped down behind Kakashi. "I don't know anyone who would fall for such an obvious trap." "Well, I do remember you falling for such a trap." "Oh haha," said Naruto sarcastically. "I also remember you telling me an important piece of advice." "Oh? And what piece of advice was that?" "I hope it wasn't about exposing yourself in front of an enemy," asked Kakashi. "Nope. I clearly remember you telling me something about never turning your back to an enemy," grinned Naruto. Just as Naruto finished his sentence, Kakashi's eyes widened. But it was too late. Konoha secret taijutsu technique, Senengoroshi. The bell that Naruto had set as a trap burst into smoke, revealing it to be a shadow clone, and the clone raced forward with his hands in a tiger seal and his target, Kakashi's ass. The pain was unbearable as the fingers raped Kakashi's ass in sweet revenge for the Genon test. Zabuza came to a halt and the first person he saw was Sakura walking towards him. Finally, the swordsman grinned. "I get some payback for that genjutsu from earlier." Zabuza drew his sword and charged at Sakura, who dodged the swipe and retaliated with a sweeping kick. Zabuza leapt over the kick as it sailed underneath his feet, and as a second kick came higher than the first, he moved his sword to block. The kick was strong as he was still airborne, there was nothing to stop him from flying through the air, back towards the edge of the stream that ran through the training ground. Zabuza smiled as he now had the environmental advantage. Suten, Water Dragon Jutsu. The dragon roared towards Sakura, slamming into the pink-haired Kunoichi. However, he watched as Sakura slammed a fist into his jutsu. It didn't quite defeat his jutsu, but it was strong enough to reduce the power. Sakura was then seen rushing forward towards Zabuza, and in a blur, she was just below him, kicking him in the gut and sending him skyward. In the air, Sakura appeared behind Zabuza, in his shadow, and wrapped her arms around him before spiraling downward. Zabuza was aware that he had been caught in the initial stages of a primary lotus, but one thing that he noticed was that he had his hands free to make hand seals and perform jutsus. As such, he performed a quick replacement jutsu, and as he and Sakura collided with the ground, the demon of the hidden mist replaced himself with a nearby rock. Guy looked onward as Sasuke charged at him, sword drawn. Sasuke swung at Guy, with an odd swing for a chokudo. Sasuke had his sword gripped with both hands, whereas he would typically grip it with a reverse grip. Guy dodged the sword slash and retaliated with a leaf hurricane, sweeping at Sasuke with a low sweeping kick. Sasuke jumped over top of Guy's first kick and moved the sword to block the second, higher kick. The foot hit the sword and sent Sasuke sailing back towards the creek. Sasuke began flipping through numerous hand seals as the water rose up around him in the form of a dragon. Suten, Water Dragon Jutsu. Guy took the dragon head-on, opening the first 3 of the gates, the most he could open so soon after opening the 6th gate, the Gate of View. Guy powered his way through the jutsu, rushing towards Sasuke. With a strong kick, he kicked Sasuke in the gut and sent him skyward, followed by a quick shunshine behind Sasuke. Before the Uchiha could react, Guy had him in a powerful grapple as they began a spiraling descent. As Guy hit the water, a plume of water exploded upward as they collided with the stream. However, the spandex-clad Jonin realized that Sasuke had performed a quick replacement with a rock. As he looked around, he saw Sasuke standing opposite from him. "Damn it!" swore Naruto as he saw Kakashi poof into smoke. Naruto realized that Kakashi had sent a shadow clone to trip his little trap. Doten, Double Suicide Decapitation Technique. Naruto felt a pair of hands wrap around his legs and pull him into the ground. Kakashi simply hopped out behind Naruto and looked at the other Naruto, waiting to see if he got the real one or the clone. Sadly for him, the clone turned out to be the one buried neck-deep in dirt. "It appears as if we both had traps waiting for each other," said Naruto. "Yeah, but I don't think I'll be able to get those memories out of my head for some time," said Kakashi as he tried to nurse the phantom wound to his pride. Shifting back into attack mode, Naruto threw a quick couple kunai at Kakashi and began making some hand seals. Kakashi realized what Naruto was doing and threw a few kunai to deflect those that Naruto had thrown. Just as Naruto completed his Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu, Kakashi's kunai hit the original kunai, deflecting Naruto's kunai upward just as the jutsu went off. Instead of the hundreds of kunai being shot towards Kakashi, they were sent upwards and over Kakashi's head. Zabuza looked analytically at Sakura. That was one of Guy's moves, thought Zabuza. Something wasn't quite making sense. Sakura wasn't fighting like a medical ninja should. She was too direct and her moves didn't match what he had seen her do so far. Before he could come up with any sort of answer, he felt the cold point of a senbon press into the back of his neck. As he took a quick look behind him, the very pink-haired girl who he was currently facing stood behind him. Sakura made a quick hand seal and the Sakura Zabuza was currently facing fizzled out until Guy now stood in her place, Sasuke standing behind him with an active Chidori held to his back. "I see, you placed a genjutsu on the two of us to make us think we were fighting you while in reality we were really fighting ourselves," said Zabuza. "Very clever for a little girl." "It appears Kakashi's students are more youthful than we originally thought," called out Guy from across the creek. "Yeah, it's too bad you won't win," grinned Zabuza. Wondering what Zabuza was saying, Sakura and Sasuke took a quick glance down at where their bells were supposed to be and they saw that both Guy and Zabuza were missing their bells. "Kakashi must have them," called out Sasuke. Sakura nodded and let go of Zabuza before he dropped to ground, the paralytic toxin in the senbon which Sakura had put into his neck prior to dispelling the genjutsu. Sasuke shunshined quickly to the front of Guy and looked the taijutsu jonin straight in the eye, using his Sharingan to put the spandex-wearing beast in a sleepy trance. Guy and Zabuza were effectively out for the duration of the test, leaving only Kakashi. Kakashi had repelled a wind jutsu aimed for him by blocking it with his Doton mud wall. However, Kakashi was truly surprised when an electrically charged hand easily punched through the wall and once the wall crumbled, he saw three members of his team in front of him. It looks like you two got Zabuza and Guy. So how many bells do you have? 5? Kakashi chuckled as he showed all three bells of his team. The three Chunin surrounded their sensei and Kakashi just gave them a smile and a wave before disappearing. They've grown. If Sakura and Sasuke were able to take down Guy and Zabuza, then they really are something. Damn, the sun's beginning to rise and we can't seem to find Kakashi-sensei, exclaimed Naruto. We need something. Something that will most certainly draw Kakashi-sensei out and give us one more go at those bells, but what? Said a frustrated Sakura. Wait. I think I've got it, exclaimed Naruto. I know what will get Kakashi-sensei to come out of hiding. Well come on then Dobi, what's this great idea of yours? Asked Sasuke. Naruto soon began giggling as he reached into his back pouch and pulled out a green-covered book titled Icha Icha Tactics. Naruto, why do you have one of those smutty books Kakashi-sensei reads? Glared Sakura. Because Urasenen's the one who writes them, replied Naruto. Off to the side, Sasuke was staring intently at the book. I don't recognize that one. Icha Icha Tactics? Is that a new one or something? This one in particular hasn't been released yet and won't be released for a few more months. This will get Kakashi-sensei out of hiding, laughed Naruto as he left to begin setting a trap for Kakashi-sensei with the new Icha Icha as bait. As Naruto completed his trap, he placed the book down on the ground and snuck away. Unbeknownst to him, Kakashi was watching from the trees, hiding himself to the best of his abilities. And the best of his abilities would challenge even the greatest Inuzuka trackers. No. That book, it can't be. It hasn't even been released yet, gasped Kakashi. Oh, the bait was so tempting and he was beginning to feel the pull towards the next book in his favorite series. No, I can't. At least not yet. If I walk into that trap, I'll most certainly be caught, thought Kakashi. I've got a way at getting my hands on that book without me being the one to trip the trap. It's said. Kakashi-sensei won't be getting out of that if he wants that book as bad as I think he will, said Naruto. It was only a few minutes before Naruto felt the chakra from his trap seals go off and he quickly made his way to see his prize. Only when they got there, Kakashi wasn't the one in the trap, Sasuke was. How? Asked Naruto confused. Those seals were flawless to prevent the use of replacements and he had placed seals around the perimeter so that clones or any sort of non-human object could enter. Even if Kakashi had somehow gotten the book out without touching it, the seals that Naruto had placed within the book would activate upon being touched by someone with a chakra signature, immobilizing them. There was only one explanation, and Naruto could see that was what happened when he saw Sasuke with the book open and eyes glued to the page. Oh my, said Naruto before he burst out laughing. Behind him, Sakura's world completely shattered. Kakashi had turned her boyfriend into a pervert. I will admit Naruto. That was a good trap you set up there. Too bad you forgot to look underneath and realize that I likely had made Sasuke into as big of an Icha Icha fan as myself. However, I have more self-control than Sasuke, so I knew that he would come along shortly to trip your trap, said Kakashi as he appeared in front of Naruto and stepped closer to Sasuke. taking the book from his student's hand. "This will occupy me for some time." Suddenly, Naruto felt a wave of feminine fury arise from directly behind him. While Naruto could feel some of it directed at him, he knew most of it was being sent towards Kakashi. "You know Kakashi-sensei, perhaps you're the one who hasn't seen underneath," Naruto said as he pointed behind him at the fuming Sakura. "Oh, Kakashi-sensei," growled Sakura as a knuckle crack echoed through the village. Sakura," whimpered Kakashi before feeling the full wrath of Sakura's fury. Over on the sidelines, Jiraiya was clutching his side while laughing at the unforeseen outcome of the test. "Oh Jiraiya," Tsunade said sweetly as she turned to her fellow Sannin. "Why does Naruto have that book?" Jiraiya sweated as he foresaw the beating coming. After a few very painful beatings early one Konoha morning, all members of what was slowly becoming known as the Konoha 15, Sai, and the Sensei's plus Yamato stood in Tsunade's office. "Team 7, it appears as if you have successfully completed your test. Although I was surprised by its conclusion," coughed Tsunade. "Now, there is something I've been meaning to discuss with you. There is a plan I wish to test out and I plan for all of you to help me." Everyone listened intently for what Tsunade was about to say. "Over your years as shinobi, all of you have blown away any expectation that was placed on your particular group and all of you have developed into superb shinobi and kunoichi. One thing I've really noticed is your ability to work together with one another, which is why I selected all of you to try this out with. What I am thinking, is making small adjustments to your current teams by adding another member to improve each team's flexibility in handling more diverse missions." This got everyone's attention. Adding an extra member was something they weren't expecting. Currently, the teams are as follow. Team Kakashi is composed of Uzumaki Naruto, Haruno Sakura, and Uchiha Sasuke with Hatake Kakashi as team leader. Team Kurenai is composed of Hyuga Hinata, Inuzuka Kiba, and Aburame Shino with Yuhi Kurenai as the team leader. Team Asuma is composed of Yamanaka Ino, Narashi Kamaru, and Akimichi Kuji with Sarutobi Asuma as the team leader. And Team Guy is composed of Rock Lee, Tenten, and Hyuga Neji with Mito Guy as the team leader. Also, there are 4 more individuals, Yuki Haku, Kurama Yakumo, Fu, and Sai who are currently without a team due to various reasons, Tsunade explained. "What I plan on doing is adding one member from each of these final 4 people to each team. This will give each team 5 members. Of these 5 members, 4 will be assigned to a mission based on the mission specifics while 1 member is allowed leave to rest and train. However, this also allows for 4 of you to be on leave at any one time, meaning that a 5th team may be formed should the need arise." "You know, it actually sounds interesting," thought Ino. "Nah, this team's already troublesome enough without adding another member," sighed Shikamaru. "Everything's troublesome to you," replied Ino. "Yosh! Another person to train my ever-growing youth against," exclaimed Lee. "Anyways, the following assignments will be as such. Yuki Haku will be joining Team Asuma as he is already knowledgeable in the operations surrounding an infiltration-type team," said Tsunade as Ino let out a squeal of delight. "Kurama Yakumo will be joining Team Guy to add another level of support to an already strong frontline team. And Lee and Yakumo are kind of cute together." "Yosh! Did you hear that, Yakumo-chan?" exclaimed Lee. "Sai will be joining Team Kakashi." "What?" shouted Naruto and Sakura in protest. "What are you thinking, Bakan?" Tsunade sighed. In reality, the elders had pulled a few strings she had not expected to get one of Danzo's goons on Naruto's team. Still, Tsunade felt the need to come up with an excuse. "Already, 2 members of your team have Anbu experience. With Sai being ex-Anbu, I believe this team will fit him best. This is non-negotiable, Naruto. Anyways, that means Fu will be joining Team Kurenai. I am aware that Fu has already been exposed in great lengths to the working of Team Kurenai and she does possess skills that would benefit in a tracking team. Also, regarding Team Kurenai, Yamato will be taking over as team captain while Yuhi Kurenai is away on maternity leave. When she is cleared to resume active duty, she will be reinstated as active team captain," said Tsunade. "Any questions?" Naruto and Sakura's hands went up. "Any questions not involving Sai?" "No hands." "Good." Tsunade was cut off as the door to her office burst open as a member of Konoha's decryption team raced into the room. "Tsunade-sama. Tsunosuke Kage has been captured by an organization called Akatsuki," she blatantly announced without realizing that Tsunade currently had people present in her office. "Tsunade-sama. A member of Konoha's decryption team shouted as she suddenly burst through the door to her office while she still had the Konoha 16 assembled. Sunagaku has been attacked by an organization known as Akatsuki and the Kazekage has been taken. Silence and shock filled the room. So they've begun to make their move, spoke Jiraiya as he hopped through the window. What else does that coded message say? Tsunade asked. Suna is requesting assistance in the retrieval of their Kazekage. It appears that during the attack, extensive damage was done to the pass into and out of the village and their ninja are unable to leave due to the fear that it may be booby-trapped, spoke the decoder. Jiraiya, do you have any idea what Akatsuki plans on doing with the Jinchuriki? Asked Tsunade. I do. My informant regarding Akatsuki just recently contacted me. They plan on extracting the bijou sealed within. What they plan to do with the bijou once extracted, I am still unsure, said Jiraiya. Extract the bijou. But that means the Jinchuriki will die, warned Kurama. Well, at least I won't have to put up with that insane tanuki any longer. What? Die? Replied Naruto. Bakken. Sendus. Why did you just go ahead and open your mouth like that? Grumbled Kurama. That Shukaku is better off sealed away. Trust me. But what about Gaara? Replied Naruto. Well, sacrifices have to be made, replied Kurama. That last comment only served to anger Naruto as he cut the connection between himself and Kurama, afraid that Kurama's own personal history with his brother would cause Naruto to do something stupid. Damn furball. I won't let Gaara die, resolved Naruto as he turned to Tsunade. Bakken, please. Tsunade let out a sigh. Fine. Hatake Kakashi, Uzumaki Naruto, Haruno Sakura, Uchiha Sasuke, the four of you are to immediately go to Suna and provide them with assistance, ordered Tsunade. Everyone nodded. Go back to your homes and grab everything you'll need. Meet by the main gate in 30 minutes, said Kakashi. Naruto was back at his apartment, busy sealing the necessary supplies into a storage scroll when he heard a knock on his apartment door and the sweet voice of Hinata call out from the other side. You can come in, Hinata-chan, Naruto called out and Hinata burst in and immediately wrapped Naruto up in a hug. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry I took this mission so suddenly and we won't be able to spend some time together like we planned, but I know and I understand. Gaara is like a brother to you. He's one of the few in this world who can truly understand the pain you suffered through, said Hinata. And believe me, I'll be back here waiting for you to come home after you save Gaara. Thank you, Hinata-chan, smiled Naruto as he gave her one last kiss before departing. On his way to the gate, Naruto encountered a certain white-haired pervert. Naruto, a moment please? Jiraiya asked. What's up, Uro-sennin? Asked Naruto. Look. From what my informant told me, it takes Akatsuki at least 3 days to complete a bijou extraction. Once a bijou is extracted from its host. I know, the host dies, replied Naruto. It takes a ninja traveling at full speeds 3 days just to travel between Konoha and Suna, explained Jiraiya. It takes a hawk, even the fastest of hawks, just over a day. I don't see Akatsuki as being the type to wait on the extraction. I also believe that there are multiple hideouts which would help speed up the extraction, said Jiraiya. So how long do you think I have before they start to extract Shukaku from Gaara? Asked Naruto. Akatsuki hideout. Sasori and Deidara had just arrived at the Akatsuki hideout and were greeted by a silhouette of a man with spiky hair and rippled eyes. Prepared immediately, said the ripple-eyed man before slamming his hand into the ground. A large explosion erupted behind him and the Ghetto Mazo appeared behind them. Assemble, ordered the ripple-eyed man and immediately 6 other figures appeared on the tips of the statue's fingers. Sasori, Deidara, and the ripple-eyed man all hopped up upon 3 of the remaining figures. Let us begin. From this point onward, it will take 3 days to complete. Everyone be mindful of your bodies, spoke the ripple-eyed man. Zetsu, use your real body as a lookout. I know, spoke a plant-like silhouette. Everyone then called out the symbol etched upon the rings they wore and the ripple-eyed man called out the sealing jutsu. Fuin Jutsu, 9 phantom dragons consuming seal. Immediately, 9 blue dragons slithered out from the mouth of the Ghetto Mazo and engulfed Gaara, lifting the unconscious Kazekage off the ground and within the statue's grasp. A haunting expression then overtook Gaara's face as streams of red seeped from his eyes and mouth and were taken in by the statue. I believe they've already begun, said Jiraiya. Naruto clenched his fist. So by the time we reach Suna, the Ichibi will already have been extracted and Gaara will be dead, said Jiraiya. You only have one hope towards saving Gaara. I've gotta find him right away then, said Naruto. But do you have any way of finding him? I doubt Akatsuki has neon signs pointing to their hideouts, said Jiraiya. Yeah, but, replied Naruto. The Bijou can locate one another through a chakra radar. That's how we found Fu when she was nearly killed by her village. But the thing is that Kurama isn't exactly fond of the Ichibi, Shukaku, and he mentioned that Shukaku is better off extracted and sealed away in whatever Akatsuki is sealing them away in. I see. Well, you'd better get going. Time's of the essence here, said Jiraiya. And Naruto, you know who you're going up against, right? Gaara's not the only one they're after. You're also one of Akatsuki's targets. I know we're a Senin, but I can't just sit behind cooped up in the village while the rest of the Jinchuriki and Bijou are in danger, said Naruto. If it means anything, I think you're ready for them. You really have surprised me and you've grown over the years, said Jiraiya before turning to walk away. And don't worry about Kurama. Even though he might not like the Ichibi, I'm sure he'll come around to helping you. I hope so, said Naruto before he took off towards the gate. Temari sat on a bench at a rest stop along the way to Suna from Konoha. As she reached down to grab her teacup, it suddenly cracked, causing her to flinch. What? A premonition? No, I don't believe in such silly things, she thought before returning to her food. A few minutes later, Temari heard a voice call out for her from the branches. Temari-san. As she looked up to see where the voice was coming from, 3 familiar Konoha ninja and one that she vaguely remembered appeared before her. What? Gaara, gasped Temari as Sakura told her the news of her brother's kidnapping. We need to hurry. We're still 3 days away from Suna, commented Kakashi. Kakashi-sensei, I don't think we should be going to Suna, said Naruto. Uro-Senin said that they've most likely begun to extract the Shukaku. According to his informant, it'll take 3 days for the entire process to complete. If we go to Suna, we'll be too late to save Gaara. What happens if the Shukaku gets extracted? Asked Temari, somewhat hopeful that her brother would be free of his burden. Gaara dies, sighed Naruto. Then we have to find him immediately, shouted Temari. But we have no way to locate him. For all we know, Gaara could be somewhere in Iwagakure by now and we wouldn't have a clue. Our best bet is to get to Suna and get any information we can from them. Unless you have another way, Naruto, said Kakashi. I don't know, sighed Naruto. He had already tried to ask Kurama for help this once, but the Kyuubi simply brushed him off. Then let's hurry, said Kakashi as all 5 of them took off towards Suna. The following evening, the 4 of them had made a quick stop to break for the night in the middle of river country. They were about 2 days away from Konoha and a day away from Suna. Naruto was currently sitting atop a rock, unable to get any sleep as he knew his time was running down to find Gaara. At best, they may be just a little more than a day to locate and rescue Gaara before Akatsuki managed to extract the Ichibi. Naruto should have been able to pinpoint Gaara's location by now, if only Kurama wasn't being so stubborn towards the whole issue of seeing his brother. Wanting to get to the bottom of the whole issue, Naruto began to meditate. Naruto's mindscape. The blonde opened his eyes and was now in the familiar setting of his mindscape. Over the years since he and Kurama first began working together, a lot had changed. This was no longer a damp and dark sewer that smelled a mixture between ramen and wet fox. Instead, the mindscape had changed to forested landscape, something much more comfortable for Kurama than a dingy sewer. After training with Kurama in the land of foxes, Naruto had morphed the landscape once again to more resemble Kurama's old home. Despite his tenant's initial protests about that place bringing back haunting memories, Naruto soon realized that his old home was also the place where Kurama was most at peace. Naruto didn't have to look far to find the giant fox as he hopped up to the top of a large cliff that overlooked the valley. Kurama was currently resting there, observing the valley, much like Naruto would do when he sat atop the Yondaime's head on the Hokage monument. Hey, Naruto waved to the giant orange fox before hopping atop Kurama's head. Kurama just looked at Naruto before letting out a big yawn. What do you want, kid? Can't you see I'm trying to sleep? Well, I think you already know what I want so I won't try to make any lame excuses, said Naruto. Then you already know my answer, so just let me sleep. Oh come on. What's wrong with you? Ever since I asked Bakken for this mission, you've been like this. It's like I said before. That insane Tanuki is better off sealed away somewhere where he can't cause any harm. Huh? So what exactly did he do? He's the reason why you humans began sealing us away for our powers in the first place. He was the one who went around flaunting his powers without any cause or reason, destroying villages, killing innocents, and drawing unwanted attention to us. Before he came along, humans were beginning to stop their attempts to seal demons. If he hadn't told everyone how, unlike the other demons, our energy was entirely chakra-based, most likely we would have been left alone and never sealed inside humans. So, he was the one who let the world know that you and the other bijou had chakra that could actually be harnessed? Yeah. In a sense, he's the one responsible for the shitty lives you and many of the other Jinchuriki have lived. Well, I'm not complaining. I mean, sure, my life was difficult before, but in the end I truly earned those who I call friends and precious people. I know not to take them for granted because I know what my life would be like without them. In a way, I'm glad I'm your Jinchuriki. I got to know you as Kurama, rather than just some damn demon fox. Kurama let out a deep breath. You really are an interesting one, that's for sure. Look, I kind of see why you don't like Shukaku and all, but that still doesn't mean we can let Gar die. From what you've said, he's already killed enough, and I've got a bad feeling as to what would happen if Akatsuki got their hands on one of your siblings. All they would do is use you guys as tools and make people hate you even more. I still believe there's hope that perhaps you and your family will be able to coexist peacefully in this world, to be able to settle down without any worries. Isn't that what your old man wanted for you? To coexist in a world of peace and to find happiness? I've got this gut feeling that if Akatsuki got their hands on you guys, that this world would never know peace again. Flashback. Kurama rested in Naruto's seal, just before it was actually about to be removed. To Kurama's surprise, the Yondaime, Naruto's father, had appeared and taken Naruto away somewhere, momentarily stopping the release of the seal. However, that wasn't the biggest surprise for Kurama that day, as another person appeared, one he had not seen in over 1,000 years, his father, the Rikudo Sennin. The two had enjoyed a nice conversation, and as their time together drew to a close, the legendary sage had one last favor to ask of Kurama. This world is once again about to be overtaken by a horrendous amount of hatred. Some have already succumbed to the hatred, even some of your own brethren. However, wherever there is darkness, there is always light, no matter how faint that glimmer of light may be. This child, whom you are sealed in, will play an important role in the battle for peace, and I want you to help guide him along his destined path. Likewise, I would also like you to try and help your brothers and sisters who have already given in to the hatred. It's still not too late to save them, and I feel as if you're going to need all the help you can get when the time comes. End flashback. Akatsuki, could these guys be the threat to peace the old man was talking about? Asked Kurama to himself. Look, I don't care if you hate Shukaku, but at least help me out for Gaara's sake. He's finally managed to turn his life around after all the suffering the Ichibi put him through. He's finally got his brother and sister, a family that cares for him. He finally got the village to see him as something more than just a psychotic monster. Hell, he's even done what I've been dreaming about since I was born. He's become the Kazekage. He's gotten so far, and there's no way I'm about to let some creeps in flowery cloaks take it all away from him, even if that means I have to beat some sense into you. Hey, as interesting as it may sound to see just how far you've come, I'll pass on that little challenge of yours. Besides, we don't have time to dawdle now, do we? Naruto's eyes widened. Does that mean? Yeah, I'll help. Awesome. What made you change your mind? Asked Naruto. A promise I made long ago. Back in the real world. A smile crept onto Naruto's face as he finally got what he wanted, Kurama's cooperation on tracking down the Ichibi. If that idiot brother of mine is anywhere within a day of where we are, we should be able to find him with this, said Kurama as a pulse of demonic chakra shot out from Naruto in all directions with the intent on picking up the chakra of its brethren. So now what? We wait. It could take a few minutes for the feedback depending on how far away they are, said Kurama. Just as Kurama predicted, a few minutes later Naruto received feedback from the demonic chakra pulse. Naruto, called out the voice of Kakashi. I found him, Kakashi-sensei, grinned Naruto. Kakashi looked Naruto in the eye. So it appears. He's about half a day south of us in River Country, said Naruto. Half a day? Then that means we can still make it, exclaimed Temari as she overheard Naruto's declaration. By now, Sakura and Sasuke had woken as well and were listening in. Alright. Sakura, I want you to continue on to Suna with Temari. It should only be half a day if you hurry, and with Temari-san guiding you through the desert, I don't think you should have to worry about taking it slow. They will have some information regarding Akatsuki that will be helpful, and I'm sure if the attack is as damaging as it sounds, their medical teams could use the help. I'll send Pakun with you to help find us once you've gathered back up in Suna, ordered Kakashi as he summoned his cute little dog, Pakun. But I want to help rescue Gaara, demanded Temari. The best move you can make is to go back to Suna and gather support. Let Naruto, Sasuke, and I handle Akatsuki, said Kakashi. Don't worry, Temari. I'll bring Gaara back safe, I promise, declared Naruto. I'm counting on you, Naruto, replied Temari. Despite her reluctance, she knew that heading back to Suna was the proper course of action. If the rumors about Akatsuki were true, even despite her rigorous training over the years, she was no match for an organization of S-rank criminals, especially if they could supposedly defeat and capture her brother. Here was the same person who defeated her brother back during the invasion of Konoha, and the same person who had rescued Gaara from the darkness that he had lived in for most of his life. If anyone could save Gaara, it was Uzumaki Naruto. And so is Gaara. I know, and I'll get him back. I won't go back on my promises, assured Naruto. Right. Naruto, Sasuke, let's go, ordered Kakashi as he and his team set out for the supposed Akatsuki hideout, while Sakura and Temari made a straight line for Suna. Suna. Kankuro, Baki shouted as he rushed into the ER where his suffering student and comrade lay. Kankuro had pursued Gaara and his captors 2 days ago, resulting in a humiliating defeat for Suna's strongest, active puppet user. It had been 2 days since then, and Kankuro's condition had only worsened. The cause? Poison. Suna was currently a very chaotic place at the moment. Kankuro wasn't the only one in the hospital, as numerous guards, who had been stationed at the village gates on the night of the attack, were also fighting for their lives. Kankuro won't live much longer. I have no choice. I must ask them for help, thought Baki as he quickly rushed out of the hospital and towards the outskirts of the village. Naruto, slow down, shouted Kakashi as Naruto darted ahead. Just because I said to hurry, doesn't mean you should get so far ahead. HN. Typical Naruto, sighed Sasuke. We're already cutting it close on time, Kakashi-sensei, declared Naruto. I can't stand it, Kakashi-sensei. I absolutely cannot stand it. A hint of red flashed across Naruto's eyes as he subconsciously called on a small amount of Kurama's chakra. They're after Gaara. They're after me. They're after the bijou, shouted Naruto. They just see us as monsters and think they can use us as they please. And Gaara, my suffering was nothing compared to his. He was completely alone. I at least had the Akirakus and Iruka-sensei, but he had nothing, grunted Naruto. He was always alone. Why does he have to have such a hard role? Akatsuki thinks they can just do whatever they want with us? Well, there's no way in hell I'm going to just sit around asking why. Looking directly to his right, Sasuke had increased his own pace to match Naruto's. Don't think for an instant you're alone on this, Dobi, assured Sasuke. Itachi is amongst Akatsuki. I won't go back to those days. I won't let him take everything away again. Kakashi let out a sigh. Of course, this was Naruto after all. The three of them raced towards the Akatsuki hideout at a pace that even Guy would find hard to surpass. As they raced on, a plant-like human rose from the ground where they had once treaded. Flashback. Honored siblings, I beg you to assist us, Baki asked as he entered a home on the very edge of the village. The two elderly people sitting by a pool simply shifted their eyes in his direction. Old books left on a high shelf, bound together, said the old woman, Chiyo. An organization called Akatsuki has taken the Kazekage of the village and also the Shukaku. If this is allowed to lie, it will put us in a terrible situation, explained Baki. This is your generation, said the older man, Ebizo. Do something by yourselves. But you have strong connections with every village. Those special roots you have in the villages of other countries not allied to us, we cannot gather information by ourselves, said Baki. We no longer have any attachments to this world, spoke Shio. Even if there was one, it would be that I wish to look upon my grandson's face once more. That is favorable, grinned Baki. One of the members of Akatsuki is your grandson. End flashback. As it stood, Chiyo stood over Kankuro's table in the hospital, trying her very best to decode the poison within his system. A not-so-reassuring look crept across her elderly face. Poison is my specialty, but even this, I can't seem to decode it. Sasori's grown a lot. Baki was left with a loss for words. What should we do then? The only one with more knowledge on neutralizing poisons than me would be Konoha's slug princess, Senju Tsunade. said Chiyo. During the last war, she figured out every poison I created and mixed the antidotes to them immediately, embarrassing me. All you can do now is to ask her to examine him. You are allied with Konoha, right? But, she is Hokage now. She can't just leave her village that easily. And even then, it takes 3 days to get from Konoha to Suna. We may have been able to buy Kankuro a little more time, but even then he won't survive the night unless aid comes, said Baki. For now, we have sent an aid team to Konoha, asking for a specialist team. And it's taking all of our strength waiting for them to arrive. Humph, stop relying on other people. Scoffed Chiyo. You're so dependent on your alliances with others, you've become careless and the village has suffered because of it. Why are you depending so much on Konoha? Because you didn't put the advancement of your own village on the top of your priority list. They are them, we are us. Yes. A friendly alliance is just a mere fabrication. During times like these, all they'll send us are useless underlings. And even then, I can't stand that slug woman. Kankuro, shouted a voice from the doorway to Kankuro's room. Everyone turned to see Tamari standing in the door, accompanied by a pink-haired kunoichi from Konoha. Please step aside, I'll look at him, spoke Sakura as she did a quick examination before demanding supplies. As the supplies came to Sakura, the pink-haired medic quickly went to work, extracting the poison from Kankuro's muscles, especially those of his heart. After about an hour, Sakura was finally able to offer some good news. His life's out of danger. Everyone breathed out a sigh of relief and Chiyo could only help but look at Sakura in pure amazement. This girl had done something she couldn't. You remind me a lot of that slug girl, Tsunade, spoke Chiyo. I would hope so. She is my master, smiled Sakura. Now, I still need to make an antidote. Do you have any medicinal herbs around? One of the medics nodded and led Sakura outside of the hospital towards a greenhouse. Akatsuki lair. The process of extracting the Ichibi from Gaara was roughly 2.5 days into the process. At this point in time, they had managed to extract almost all of the demonic chakra from Gaara's system and the chakra around the seal, giving them access to the Ichibi directly. Once the deterioration of the seal holding the Ichibi was complete, the final stage would begin where they would then extract the Ichibi from its vessel. If everything went as planned, they would be finished sealing the first of the bijou within the Geto Mazo. It was at this time that the plant-like figure, Zetsu, spoke. Enemies from Konoha are approaching, spoke Zetsu. 3 to be precise. One is most definitely Hatake Kakashi. This perked the interest of 2 particular members. The others are slightly younger. One has blonde hair and is wearing a long red coat, said Zetsu. If our information is correct, then that is Uzumaki Naruto. Well, looks like today could be our lucky day, grinned the figure of Hoshige Kisame. It is indeed. That kid's got quite a large bounty on his head, not to mention he's also a Jinchuriki, said the figure of Kakuzu. And who's the other? I don't know the name, but he looks a lot like you, Itachi, spoke Zetsu. So you've come as well, little brother, said Itachi to no one in particular. I'll go take care of them. I've had trouble finding my Jinchuriki, so I could damn well use some killing, shouted an insane voice. No, rebutted the ripple-eyed figure. Kisame and Itachi are closest. Besides, this jutsu requires a lot of chakra and those 2 are the best suited for it. Kakashi-sensei. Up ahead, shouted Naruto. I sense them too, agreed Kakashi. Like his teammates, Sasuke had also sensed the chakra signatures ahead of them. This chakra, it can't be, but it is. As the 3 Konoha ninja landed in a clearing, 2 figures stood in their way. 2 of which everyone immediately recognized. Hoshige Kisame and Itachi. Sasuke growled as his Sharingan flared to life as the 2 brothers' eyes met for the first time in years. Sasuke, Itachi said, acknowledging his little brother before making a movement with his hand. Itachi's initial attempt to capture everyone in a genjutsu failed as the Sharingan on Sasuke and Kakashi were enough to counter Itachi's genjutsu and Naruto had a giant fox smacking him, dispelling the genjutsu. Still, be careful of his eyes. Itachi uses the Mangekyo Sharingan, an ijutsu that surpasses the original Sharingan. He can use it to cast a genjutsu that can affect you in an instant. To my knowledge, there's no canceling the effects of it, said Kakashi. That's Kakashi-san for you. After having been affected by my Tsukuyomi once. That's not all. That jutsu takes a lot out of you and presents an incredible risk to your eyes. Tell me, Itachi, just how far has your eyesight deteriorated? Asked Kakashi. Sasuke's eyes widened in realization at Itachi's reaction to Kakashi's deduction. He remembered reading what he could about the Mangekyo Sharingan in his clan scrolls. And then it struck him, Itachi was slowly going blind. Kakashi-san, impossible, you spoke Itachi. Well, last time I wasn't prepared, but I'm not like that this time, said Kakashi. This won't go the same way as it did last time. I'll fight him, spoke Sasuke, not really surprising anyone with his desire to fight Itachi. You and Naruto take care of Kisame, but leave Itachi to me. He needs this, thought Kakashi looking at Sasuke. The young Uchiha's fists were shaking in anticipation. As much as I don't like the idea of fighting someone like Itachi alone, Sasuke needs it to validate everything he's done over the past years. But still, we don't have time on our side. Sasuke, we don't have time to waste on personal vendettas, said Kakashi. Then you and Naruto take care of Kisame, and if I'm not done with Itachi then we can take him out with a quick collaborative attack. But please just give me this chance, begged Sasuke. Kakashi remained silent. You got it Sasuke, said Naruto, answering for Kakashi. Kakashi-sensei and I will leave Itachi to you while we take care of Fish Face. Well, it appears as if you've developed a bit of a mouth over the years. Though if rumors serve true, you've also gained quite a bit of experience with a sword, grinned Kisame with a starved smile as he reached for Saimata. Naruto reached down and gripped the hilt of Arashi. Sorry about this Itachi, but I prefer a different change of scenery, grinned Kisame. Sutin, exploding water shock wave. The shark like Akatsuki spat out a massive volume of water, rising up upon a large tidal surge as it crashed down upon the Konoha ninja. Everyone jumped away, avoiding the initial blast, but landed on top of the water, giving the environmental advantage to Kisame. Sasuke and Itachi skated to a halt, just a short distance away from where Kisame, Naruto, and Kakashi were. Kakashi was going to allow Naruto to fight Kisame directly while he took up a position between both of the battles, allowing him to support either of his students should they need it. Kisame charged at Naruto and swung with Saimata as Naruto brought up Arashi to block. Thinking that Saimata would just overpower Naruto's sword, Kisame grinned, but was surprised when Naruto's blade withstood the attack and was holding its own against Saimata. It was then that Kisame caught a better look at the blade which Naruto was wielding and he disengaged with his opponent. So it appears the rumors are true. You do wield a Uzumaki blade, and a famous one at that. The famed sword of swirling tides, that blade earned quite a reputation in the hands of the last great head of the Uzumaki clan, Uzumaki Shuichi, grinned Kisame. Not only will we gain another Jinchuriki today by capturing you, but I'll also be able to claim one of the world's most revered blades. Although, given the value of that sword, I may have trouble keeping it away from Kakuzu. You bastard. If you think I'll just let you have your way with not only me, but Gaara as well, I won't. I'll beat you all down, declared Naruto. It wasn't just the part about Kisame being Akatsuki and Naruto being a Jinchuriki that made the blonde Uzumaki angry at Kisame. There was a part of Naruto that wanted to take the Uzumaki forged Saimata and shove it up Kisame's ass, hard. Sutin, water shark bullet jutsu. Kisame sent out a shark-shaped bullet of water towards Naruto. Naruto slammed Arashi into the shark and absorbed the jutsu before flinging it back towards Kisame. Despite Kisame's initial surprise, he moved Saimata to block, absorbing the jutsu completely. So it's going to be like that, eh? Kaden, great fireball jutsu. Itachi and Sasuke called out at the same time. The two fireballs met halfway and fought for dominance with one another. As the fire died down, a few kunai came flying out of the flames towards Itachi. Itachi threw kunai to intercept, but just before they could, kunai shadow clone jutsu. The kunai instantly multiplied into dozens, striking Itachi. As the kunai began to rip up the elder Uchiha, his body broke apart into numerous crows as they filled the sky before swarming around Sasuke. Sasuke's Sharingan began to spin and the crows phased out of existence, revealing many shuriken flying towards Sasuke. Making a quick grab for his Gaudo, Sasuke easily knocked the kunai out of the air and refocused his attention on Itachi. So it appears you've gotten a little stronger, Sasuke, acknowledged Itachi. I'm no longer the same weakling you left back at the compound when you murdered mother and father, returned Sasuke. I will kill you this time. You will pay for what you did and you won't get your hands on Naruto. Kisame slammed down hard on Naruto, who had brought his sword up to block. The force from the blow was intense and was enough to force Naruto beneath the surface of the water. Had Naruto have been on solid ground, he probably would have been able to throw Kisame's attack off, but with the lack of a solid foundation, Naruto was now beneath the surface and at Kisame's mercy as he hit the bottom of Kisame's artificial lake. "Suitin, 5 feeding sharks," shouted Kisame as he sent 5 ravenous sharks into the water to feast upon Naruto. "Don't panic. Panicking is the worst thing you can do in this situation. Just relax and strike when you're composed," advised Kurama as he noticed Naruto tensing up as he picked himself up off of the lakebed. "Any predator wants their prey to fight back. Those sharks want you to fight. That's when they'll attack. It's no fun if their prey just does nothing." Kisame's sharks surrounded Naruto and began to circle, waiting for Naruto to struggle and move in for the kill. However, Naruto merely sat down in the middle of the shark circle as they continued to wait. "Hey, he'll run out of air eventually. And when he does, he'll start to flail and struggle as my sharks move in for the kill," grinned Kisame as he kept a close eye on Kakashi, who was now moving to assist Naruto. Kisame made a quick hand sign and a water clone appeared in Kakashi's path. Kakashi made a swift kick at the water clone, but it captured his foot and began to engulf Kakashi. "I'm not falling for this trick twice," said Kakashi as he erupted into a shower of electricity, electrocuting the clone with his own Raiden, Shadow Clone. The real Kakashi now moved in to attack Kisame, but jumped away as he sensed a powerful chakra emerge from beneath the water surface. Naruto had enough time to gather a sufficient amount of natural energy to enter Sage Mode, and now he was prepared to go on the offensive. Kisame grinned as his sharks moved in for the attack, but Naruto created a few shadow clones, which were more than enough when powered by Sage Chakra to repel the sharks. "Let's see if Fish Face can absorb this," thought Naruto as he began to form the futon, Rasengan in his hand. However, much to Naruto's surprise, the Rasengan's blades expanded until the jutsu was now about the size of a large Fuma Shuriken. The wind generated from this new jutsu was so intense, that it blew the water away from Naruto. "What's going on?" thought a surprised Naruto. "Natural energy is mixing with your futon, Rasengan, making it even more powerful. It's just like that Kenjutsu technique you used back in Orochimaru's hideout," said Kurama. "After seeing that, I've been interested to see what Sage Mode would do to your other jutsu, this one especially." So it still wasn't complete, was it? Well, in that case, thought Naruto. Holding the large shuriken above his head, Naruto gave it a mighty throw towards Kisame. The shark like Akatsuki was prepared to move out of the way, but he felt something grab onto him and looked to see 3 Naruto clones, holding him in place. Futon, Rasen Shuriken. Kisame's eyes widened as the supercharged shuriken sped towards him, hitting him dead center in the chest and instantly expanding into a violent storm of wind blades that slashed at him from every angle. Kakashi could only help but watch in amazement at the jutsu Naruto had just pulled off. "Just how far have you come, Naruto?" gasped Kakashi as he braced himself from the blast of wind that emanated from Naruto's jutsu. When the dome of wind blades finally subsided, nothing remained as the water, which had been blown away by the jutsu, rushed back to fill the void left by Naruto's jutsu. Naruto, still in Sage Mode, landed next to Kakashi and shot his sensei a wide grin. "Your father would be proud with just how far you've come, Naruto." "I know I am," said Kakashi. "Now let's go see how Sasuke's faring." "Chidori current," shouted Sasuke as lightning raced across the water's surface towards Itachi. Before the lightning could hit, Itachi jumped into the air to avoid Sasuke's jutsu, but the young Orochi had just grinned at this as the Chidori in his hand remained active. Pointing the Chidori at the airborne Itachi, it surprised the elder Uchiha by extending just long enough towards him, to pierce him through the stomach. Sasuke then grinned as numerous spikes shot from his Chidori sharp spear and through Itachi, greatly increasing the severity of the wounds. As Sasuke recalled his attack, he smirked as Itachi's body dropped to the walking towards Itachi. That grin was then wiped clean off Sasuke's face and his fist slammed into a nearby tree that hadn't been fully submerged by the water. "Damn it," shouted Sasuke as he dropped to his knees near the fallen form of Itachi. "Sasuke," shouted Kakashi and Naruto as they landed at Sasuke's side. "Are you alright?" "Yeah," grunted Sasuke out of frustration. "Just pissed." Kakashi looked over towards Itachi. Only the person wearing the Akatsuki cloak wasn't Itachi. "Who is that, Kakashi-sensei?" "If my information's correct, that was your, a Jonin of Suna," said Kakashi. "So it was a transformation?" asked Naruto. "No. That was definitely Itachi I was fighting, but how?" said Sasuke. It must have been some sort of jutsu of Akatsuki's, said Kakashi. It was most likely meant to slow us down and gather information. We should also assume that wasn't the real Kisame we fought. The real ones are most likely at the hideout. Then we've wasted enough time here, gritted Naruto as he started to hastily walk in the direction of Akatsuki's hideout. Let's go. We've still gotta save Gaara. Suna. Sakura had just completed the antidote to neutralize Sasori's poison and was currently administering it to Kankuro. It only took a few moments before the antidote's effect became apparent and life returned in full force to Kankuro. Kankuro, shouted to Mari as she embraced her brother. Gaara. Spoke Kankuro. Where's Gaara? Don't worry, Sakura said. Sasuke-kun, Naruto, and Kakashi-sensei are going to the location where Gaara is as we speak. We should be going as well, spoke Pakun. I agree. I'll gather our shinobi and meet you at the village gates in 15 minutes, said Temari as she and Baki left to assemble Suna's troops. Naruto, you said? As in Uzumaki Naruto? Asked Kankuro. Yes, nodded Sakura. And believe me, when he says he's going to do something, Naruto will find a way to get it done. Good. If anyone can save Gaara, it's Naruto, spoke Kankuro before lying back down on the hospital bed. Sakura, let's go, spoke Pakun. I've managed to pick up Kakashi's scent. Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke all landed in front of a large boulder that sealed a cave. Stuck on the front of the boulder was a sealing tag, one that Naruto initially picked out as a barrier seal. Gaara's behind this boulder? Asked Sasuke. I can definitely sense demonic chakra from within. And something else. Spoke Kurama, taking over for a moment. It's faint, but I can smell people from inside, said Kakashi. While his sense of smell wasn't nearly as developed as any Nezuka's, it was strong enough for Kakashi to tell that there were people within that cave, though he was having trouble distinguishing between multiple scents. But now how do we get in there? It's a 5-seal barrier, explained Naruto. There should be 4 other tags around here that need to be removed simultaneously in order to release the barrier, however. They are most likely trapped, finished Sasuke. I can definitely make out a trap seal within this. What it is exactly, I'm not sure, said Naruto. Can you disarm the seal without activating the trap? Asked Kakashi. Yeah. Uro-sennin's had me disable harder, grinned Naruto as he quickly set to work writing a seal to disable the 5-seal barrier. Inside the cave? Damn, it's getting too loud out there, said the ripple-eyed figure. We haven't even begun the final stage of the extraction, commented the only female figure present. Zetsu, what's going on out there? Asked the ripple-eyed Akatsuki. Kakashi, Uzumaki, and Sasuke are at the barrier leading into this place, said Zetsu. Only 3? Ha. They'll never get through that seal, laughed a figure with a large scythe on his back. I wouldn't be laughing, Hidan, growled the ripple-eyed Akatsuki. If Uzumaki Naruto is truly an Uzumaki, he'll be done disarming that seal in no more than 5 minutes. Do not take the Uzumakas lightly. It took 3 nations to wipe them out for a reason. Sasori, Deidara, you two are the only ones that can deal with them now, said the ripple-eyed man. But what about the extraction, Leader Sama? Asked Deidara. We'll continue as long as we can, but once they break through that boulder, chances are we won't be able to continue without interruption, said the leader. Deal with the Konoha pests and bring both the Ichibi and the Kyuubi to our main base. Don't take it personally, Itachi, said Sasori as he and Deidara hopped off their fingers and prepared for the upcoming battle. As the two prepared for their battle, moments later a massive explosion shattered the boulder guarding the entrance, sending a shockwave and stone shrapnel flying back. Both Sasori and Deidara were thrown back by the blast and the very ceiling of the cave began to crumble before completely collapsing upon the Akatsuki. That version 2-tailed beast bomb was something. I can't even begin to imagine the full power of the Kyuubi, thought Kakashi as he looked over towards Naruto, who was still powering down after utilizing a version 2 chakra cloak. Kakashi caught the sight of Gaara lying atop a rock, but Kurama saw something else. No, that can't be. What is it? That statue behind Gaara, growled Kurama as he eyed the partially buried statue behind Gaara as it started to sink into the ground. It's the Gedomazo. If that's what they're trying to seal us in, this is much worse than we thought. Did we make it in time? Thought Kakashi as all 3 Konoha ninja rushed over towards Gaara. Kakashi checked for Gaara's vitals and let out a sigh of relief. We made it. He's still alive, but severely weakened. Everyone's guard rose immediately as 2 explosions were heard behind them. Ha! That must have been some art you had back there, laughed Data as he blew back the rubble that had fallen on him. But I'll show you what real art is. You insist on calling those little fireworks of yours art? True art endures the ages and is everlasting, argued Sasori, flicking the rubble away from himself. My man Sasori, as a fellow craftsman, I respect you, but art is in the beauty of that single fleeting moment of destruction, responded Datara. Sasori? So he is alive, thought Kakashi as he was listening in on their rambling. And I believe the other one is Datara, formerly from Iwagakure. Akatsuki truly contains some fearsome members. Naruto, take Gaara and get out of here, said Kakashi as he whispered the battle plan to his team. What? But I'm going to kick these guys' asses, T-Bio, declared Naruto. A sharp pain shot through the unconscious body of Gaara, causing him to tense up. I know, but there's something much more important here at stake than the Akatsuki. You already know what I'm talking about, said Kakashi. The seal, said Naruto. Yeah. The extraction process must have severely weakened the seal. If that's the case, you're the only one who can ensure that the Ichibi doesn't get out, said Kakashi. Leave the Akatsuki to Sasuke and myself. Don't worry Dobi, we'll cover for you this one time, smirked Sasuke. Fine, submitted Naruto. But I had better not have to come back and save your sorry asses. Using the arguing between Sasori and Datara as a distraction, Naruto took off with Gaara, using Kurama's chakra to greatly enhance his speed. Oi! Get back here with that, shouted Datara as he made a large bird out of clay and began to fly off in pursuit of Naruto. Sasuke, go after and take care of Datara. I've had experience fighting Tsuna's puppet user, so I'll handle Sasori, said Kakashi, getting a nod from Sasuke before the young Uchiha took off in pursuit of Datara and Naruto. Kakashi eyed his opponent with great interest. Of all people, I'm fighting Sasori of the Red Sand. This truly is going to be a difficult fight. Whose hand is this? Wait, is this my hand? I wonder, have I come to be needed by anyone? Gaara looked up, away from his own hand, and noticed himself standing opposite of him. That's me, who wanted to feel needed by someone. Do I still feel the desire to be needed by someone? Suddenly, the Gaara standing across from him looked towards Gaara. Of course you desire to be needed by someone. I need you, spoke the other Gaara. Come closer, so I can tell you what I need from you. Gaara stepped forward and began to walk towards his other self. The other Gaara continued to speak. That's it Gaara. Come close. I need you. Mother needs you. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.